all through the weekend.
Football is easy. Coaches make it hard. Just let me be a man.
The Game is everywhere. Sports Radio 92.9, The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. 1222 on the flagship station of our Atlanta Falcons, our Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta United FC, Georgia State football and basketball. We are Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. You're listening to SportsRap with Duane Walker. Miss Siobhan is producing. Brings me great pleasure right now on our line is none other than Daminon Lewis from Prep Sports Nation. Dame, how you doing?
Hey, Duane, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on this evening.
Oh, no problem. We're going to talk some high school sports. If you want to reach Damion, you can do it on social media at PS_Nation_. And Damion covers a lot of the local high school basketball action and really all sports across the board. So welcome to the program, yeah. Damion. So listen, man, it's basketball season right now. Region play got underway earlier this week, and I know you were out earlier. You were out yesterday covering some Region 3 7A action. What do you got for us?
Yes, that's right. Yesterday, Region 3 Class 7A, it was the opening night. We more so on the girls' side, and got a chance to check out the number 3 seed, number 3 seed, Marietta Lady Blue Devils. They took on the number 6 seed, Kennesaw Mount, and the Blue Devils. They looked good. I mean, Kennesaw hung with them the first quarter, but Marietta just opened things up, and they're going to be taking on tonight, technically, I guess you could say Thursday here, they'll be taking on a McEachern team that's not what we've known. McEachern's pretty much have run this region in for the last few years here. But, they lost a lot of talent last year, and they're just not what we're used to seeing. But still a good team. That should be a good game on the girls' side there. And then also in that region on the boys' side, you can also look for the McEachern boys, who had finished up 25-0. Regular season, 10-0 in their region. Isaac Okoro and Sharif Cooper, I believe this is their year to bring home a state title for the McEachern Indians.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Daminon Lewis, Prep Sports Nation, is my very special guest. Talking high school basketball, he mentioned McEachern girls who were in action, McEachern boys. On the girls' side, I know Coach Phyllis, they hosted a tournament called She Got Game earlier that was earlier in January that was a phenomenal success.
Yes, a lot of great talent in that tournament.
And speaking of great talent, man, I know earlier today, first week in February, that means 2019 National Signing Day, a bunch of ceremonies going on in town. So what ceremonies were you able to cover there at Prep Sports Nation?
I actually was able to cover the Atlanta Public Schools 2019 ceremony, and with their ceremony, they which some of the other schools do as well, but they honor all their student athletes. So although the day is recognized more so as a day that, everyone kind of keeps an eye on the national football talent, Atlanta Public Schools has decided to kind of make sure that they incorporate all the other sports so within their school district. You had your baseball player commits today, lacrosse, swimming, diving. So it was a great event because, for a day to be known for football, a lot of attention on the football scene. This is an opportunity for some of those other talented student athletes to get some recognition within the Atlanta Public School system.
And speaking of opportunities, man, I ran into you, Damion, this past football season, as part of the Corky Kell, and for the first time, Atlanta Public School team had an opportunity to be involved in the game. So it's just nice to see you, my man, covering Atlanta Public Schools, because to be honest with you, it seems sometimes like they go unnoticed, and I think that's a shame, quite frankly.
Yeah, and it's true, and they've got some talent, and I know we're talking basketball a little bit here, but they've got a couple of teams here that are that look like they can make some very deep runs once the state tournament starts, including their girls basketball team for Douglas High School, the Douglas Astros. They're wrapping things up at let's see, where they finish up. They finished up 20-6 overall, but 13-1 in their region. 9 times out of 10, they're going to win their region tournament and land a number 1 seed. And they can make a deep run. They lost in the Elite Eight last year. But they're led by Nakia Thompson. She's going to Jacksonville State.
Okay.
And they've got a solid core of girls there that can get them over the hump.
So let me get this straight. So not only do you cover the boys, but you cover girls as well. You cover both
Yes.
boys and girls athletics. Okay, so speaking of which, I know all this year, the game amongst all games as it relates to girls basketball has been Forest Park versus Lovejoy. Last time they played, which I believe was on Saturday night, was the gym just completely was there a seat available?
No seats available, and here's the thing, traditionally, outside of the one season, they tried to alternate. Traditionally, girls play 5 o'clock, boys play 7:30, or, whatever. If it's a Saturday, girls play first, boys play second. So big of a game that they had to reverse that, and the girls played last, the boys had to play first. And it's an awesome series. There's a good chance these two teams are going to meet two more times. Lovejoy won both the regular season matchups, but they won the first one in overtime by 2. They won the second one. They trailed by as much as 15 and came back, won by 5. Good chance they're going to meet on Saturday in the region tournament championship game at Stevenson High School, and then, based on where they end up, they're probably both going to get number 1 seed. Definitely Lovejoy is going to get a number 1 seed. Forest Park could end up with a number 2 seed, but depending on where they end up, they're going to meet probably semifinals, finals of the 6A state championship, bearing either one of them stumbles along the way.
Okay. I gotta admit something. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, SportsRap with Duane Walker here with Daminon Lewis. He is with Prep Sports Nation. Make sure you check him out. He has a social media presence on Twitter, also has a YouTube channel at PS_Nation_. Here's what I don't understand. You just mentioned Lovejoy and Forest Park. But nationally, I was reading where USA Today, where they had the teams ranked, where they had Forest Park on the list and Lovejoy was not, like one of the top 20. I don't understand. Like, is that I don't understand that.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about rankings. The bottom line is it ultimately comes down to people's opinions and everything, because it was funny. I covered a Forest Park game earlier in the season, and like you said, USA has them not ranked at the time number 1, and I put that in. Boy, did I catch some heat from Lovejoy people. How are you going to put them above our girls? But I'm like, hey, listen.
yeah. So that part, that, and I wasn't singling you out by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But some things, man, it just seems like some stuff as it relates to high school basketball, even on the girls' side, is political. All right, so I got to ask you, on the boys' side, what matchups can we look forward to coming up here in regional play? Because I know this Friday and Saturday there's going to be some big games. I know Tucker is doing quite well, 6A boys basketball, as well as East Coweta and 7A basketball in Grayson. Give me an update.
Yeah. So East Coweta, just kind of shocked everyone this year. Finished 24-1, 9-1 in their region. Now they will be taking on in Region 2. They're going to take on Wheeler, a Wheeler team again similar to the McEachern girls team. Not what you're used to seeing. No players this year of the caliber of the EJ Montgomerys, the Jalen Browns. So they're East Coweta, good chance they're going to win their region, but look for them in Westlake, possibly, or them in Pebblebrook, possibly playing each other in the championship.
Okay, we're wrapping up here with Daminon Lewis, Prep Sports Nation. All right, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions. I want you to tell me the best boys high school basketball player you've seen this year and the best girls basketball player you have witnessed this year.
All right, so we're going to start with the boys' side in 5A, the Buford Wolves. This Buford, a program that is, synonymous with football, but Marcus Watson, who's headed to Oklahoma State, the kid, hands down, has the take over a game and win it out for us mentality and skill set. Got a chance to see him in the Tournament of Champions Holiday Classic up at Wheeler High School over the holiday. And, the kid is just phenomenal. Again, just possesses everything you want. Oklahoma State is they got them one with him, and looking forward to seeing him do big things on the next level. And then on the girls' side, I got to go back to Lovejoy, the Wildcats, and really it's a toss-up. Genesis Bryant and Anaya Boyd, both of them juniors, and this weekend when they played Forest Park for the second time, they showed why really they should have a much bigger presence nationally as far as individual players. When I say they came out second half and took over the game, it was almost like no one else was on the court but the two of them, and they were playing horse or get like me or whatever you want to call it. And it was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, well, I can do that. Now I'm going to do this, and you do it. And, they were knocking down shots left and right, and they made it look so easy. And that's the thing with that Lovejoy team. If those two girls right there are on, which is almost 95% of the time, it is just tough to beat them. So it's really a toss-up between them two as far as the best goes. But, hey, I know one I'm going to throw her in as an honorable mention, and I know you might like this one here. Over at in Public A, 1A Public, or private, I should say, Christina Johnson. I was invited out to a game. I've been getting those stat updates, and I saw it for myself. Very talented, another junior here in the state that, again, should be getting some more national attention. And then you got a young lady that's a freshman at Greater Atlanta Christian, Kadi Addy. This girl is, as a freshman, and not even starting, she's dropping 20-plus points a game every here and there, and just phenomenal talent. So Georgia high school basketball is a lot bigger than people probably think, and especially on the girls' side. It's just amazing, and it's an honor to be able to be out there covering these athletes, these student athletes, and seeing them do what they do. Putting in that effort that they put in on a day-to-day basis.
Well, listen, Dame, I want to thank you, man. I think you do an outstanding job. Go ahead, man. Tell your YouTube channel. What's that called?
Hey, Prep Sports Nation. That's it. Google it. Put it in the YouTube search bar there, Prep Sports Nation, and it'll pop right up, man. And you'll see some awesome highlight videos from soccer to lacrosse to wrestling, swimming, diving. The only thing you might not see on there is just some PSAs.
Okay, all right. And listen, man, before we let you go, did you mention a game called Get Like Me? Hey, Dave, man, thanks a lot for being a good sport, man. Appreciate you coming on.
No, thanks for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure, Duane.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too.
All right, you take